Hey guys, how are you? This is Mobeen here, and with me we have an awesome guest today, Dr. Zeshaan Maan.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mubin, for having me, and welcome to everyone from Biomes.
So guys, first of all, wanted to say you welcome. Thank you very much for coming over from so many cities and so many places and colleges. So thank you very much. I am so sorry that today I'm not able to join you guys back here in Lahore. My apologies. Inshallah, next time I will be there. But once again, welcome a lot to all of you. Biomes is a great organization, and I'm so happy that we have this undergrad convocation or this event happening today. Biomes' mission is not just to do events. Everybody does events. Our primary mission is studies, excellence of studies, and then spreading that excellence to our colleagues, to our community, and most importantly, our patients. And I would really love if at some point Biomes becomes the platform for research work as well. And I see a lot of your research work as well in Stanford. So we'll come to you in a second. So guys, once again, welcome. I am missing you guys. I am loving you guys. Thank you very much for being over there. I wish I was with you. Why don't you all come over to US to me? You guys should visit me as well. So with that, thank you very much for Sufyan, Dr. Sufyan and Biomes team who have been working tirelessly to make this event a possibility and doing your competitions for posters and presentations. Great job, Sufyan and team. Let's give them a round of applause. Then thank you very much, Dr. Mulazim Hussain Saab. He's our teacher as well. He's very active as well. I love his energy. I love his continuous effort. He used to be our demonstrator in King Edward, and now he's in University of Lahore. And he's actually the one who has set up this whole event and given us an opportunity to be there with him as well in this event. So, sir, thank you very much for your help and for this opportunity for us to join you as a partner in this event, pathology event. So, thank you very much. And let's give him a round of applause, all of us. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And finally, because I am not there, because I am missing you guys, you all have to do an important thing for me, and that is the Biomes people. What you have to do is record a clip of yours, record a segment on the phone, and tell me how you are enjoying it, how is the event going, and today you guys are Mobeen. I am missing there. You are my representatives. Today you are Mobeen. So tell me what you guys are doing over there. How are you having fun? Send me clips. I'm going to post those on Facebook. I'll put them on the website. So participate on my behalf and enjoy and study, of course, study hard as well. So with this, I wanted to, I have Dr. Mann over here with us. The reason for that is that I wanted to talk a little bit about USMLE. So when I had gone to my tour, UAE, Pakistan, Ukraine, some other countries, a common theme in that discussion that came up was, how do we do USMLE? What is the right way to do it? And the most interesting thing was, hey, I want to do surgery. And I've heard that it is very difficult to do surgery and go there. So what is the way? Is this possible? Can I do that? So you are such a person. You have come from UK. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So my name is Zeshaan Maan. I am of Pakistani origin, but I was born in America. And when I was 18, I moved to London and I started medical school at King's College London. I did my MBBS there. And I actually started a few years of surgical training there, got my MRCS before I moved back to the US, started doing research at Stanford, and then applied and matched into plastic surgery residency at Stanford University.
Plastic surgery residency, man. Yeah. People are looking to just be in surgery and they find it hard. So congratulations. Great job.
Thank you very much. Yeah. So I guess the most important message to take is that it is possible. Anything is possible, but the concept of getting into a residency program, and specifically a surgical residency program, is not an easy one. It does require a lot of dedication, commitment, and hard work. I guess, do you want me to just...
Yeah, so I have a question here.
Sure. Yeah.
The question is that your USMLE preparation, was that any different from those who went into medicine?
I don't
Did
think
you have
so.
to have better
Yeah.
marks? Did you have to come in and do
Oh, sure.
observerships? Did you have
Yeah.
to do anything special
Yeah.
to be recognized that, hey, you can do surgery as well? What was your way to
Yeah.
get in?
So if we're talking specifically of just about preparing for the USMLE, I followed the exact same preparation methodology as any US graduate would, and the same methodology I would recommend to any graduate anywhere in the world.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. So I would say the big difference between my preparation and perhaps the preparation of people who are not from an English speaking country would be guaranteeing that they have or can attain a certain level of proficiency in English, because the test will unfairly be weighted against you if your English skills are lacking. You have to have a high level of reading comprehension and be able to work through the reading of the question stems fairly quickly, because the question stems can be quite lengthy, and you have to be able to figure out what's relevant and non-relevant. A lot of that comes from medical knowledge, but a good level of English comprehension is critical as well.
And this is a very, very important point. I am going to tell you very honestly, sometimes when medical students from Pakistan, they send me messages, they write Urdu in English, they transliterate that. And guys, you have to be able to understand English, you have to be able to write English. If you cannot understand a question, how are you going to answer that? So please make sure आपको English आनी चाहिए. और उसके लिए अगर आपको ये ज़रूरत है कि आपको कोई इंग्लिश सिखा दे तो मुझे बताएं. हम बायाम्स के प्लेटफॉर्म से we will work on improving your English, at least for these study materials. Okay, that's a very good point.
Yeah.
What else? So did you do the first aid and the... we have to go back to your surgery path. I want to understand your USMLE tricks and techniques.
Yeah, so I had done medical school, and I had completed my own medical school final exams, and I had also taken my MRCS. So those tests all gave me some foundation, but I would say that using USMLE World is probably the most critical thing that you can do for multiple reasons. The format of USMLE World is exactly the same as the actual test. The questions, if not directly drawn from past pools, are very close in their structure, the content they assess. And I think a lot of people would say that the USMLE World is actually a higher level of difficulty than the test itself. And what I would recommend is indeed also having your first aid by your side. And the approach that I took was study subject by subject to start with. And what you do is you answer the questions, and any question that you either got wrong or you were unsure about, in addition to reading the answer and explanation within the software itself, which is excellent, read that topic in first aid. And if you still feel like it doesn't bring back all your previous knowledge, then go and read it in a proper textbook or from another source. What you have to be sure of is everything that you are addressing or answering in the USMLE World software, you are 100% confident that you have some foundation of knowledge in that area that allows you to apply it. And that actually brings me to the next point. The USMLE questions are multi-step questions. They're not testing your knowledge. They're testing your ability to critically apply that knowledge to situations. So it's a multi-step question in that step one is you have to make the diagnosis. Step two is you have to take that diagnosis and understand what might be some underlying physiology or what might be the management. And then finally, you have to figure out how could one of those answers apply to that whole area.
Excellent. Thank you very much. These are really, really important things for our students to know. The next question that I have is, so you came in here. Did you come in, did you do USMLE before coming in? Or you came in, got the research job, then did the USMLE while you were here?
Sure. So When I finished medical school, I did not take step one during medical school, which in hindsight may have been an error because it covers your first few years of medical school, all the basic biomedical sciences. So after I finished medical school and sat my medical finals, I actually studied for and took step 2 first because you can take them out of order. And that was more directly relevant to the subject material that I'd covered in my finals. So I was able to leverage the studying I'd done for that and then move into USMLE World and first aid and study for and take that test. And then as I took my MRCS, having worked in the UK for a few years, the MRCS covers a lot of the basic science topics. So after I did that, I then launched my step 1 revision. And actually I did that in conjunction with my wife, who also came over from the UK here. And we were able to, thank you, we were able to study together. Though, you know, as most people who are listening to this realize, most of the time studying has to be done on your own. There's some benefits to studying together, but you have to put the work in yourself. Relying on learning with someone else is a fallacy. It just makes you complacent.
Oh man, not even with your wife, huh?
Well, I mean, you know,
I'm gonna tell her. I'm gonna have her watch this video.
Yeah. So she's amazing, and you know she actually got the gold medal at our medical school at King's College London. Came first, you know, at the end of medical school, and she is just finished her dermatology residency at Stanford, which is also one of the most competitive residencies you can get into, and now she's working as a dermatologist. So you know, there's no question of her abilities and how much I would benefit from learning from her, but you have to put the work in.
So the dermatology, there is a acronym we use here, ROAD to success, and ROAD stands for radiology, oncology, anesthesiology, and dermatology. So man, yeah.
Actually, I think it's ophthalmology, not oncology.
Oh, okay, ophthalmology.
Because all of these specialties are a short residency, and they make a good amount of money, and they have a good lifestyle. So yeah, no.
Awesome.
Yeah, if you pick surgery, you're a masochist. So
now tell us about that.
Well, the first.
How did you get into surgery?
Sure.
Students tell me all the time that, sir, people tell us it is impossible to get into surgery, especially for the international medical graduates.
Yeah.
How did you get into it? Is it really difficult? Why is it difficult? If somebody wants to do it, what should be their path?
Sure, absolutely. That's a great question. The first thing I would say is that unless you think you cannot do any other specialty and surgery is the only thing that will make you happy in medicine, don't do surgery. Because surgical training, surgical residency, it's terrible. You know, it takes a huge toll on your life. I work 80 to 100 hours a week in training. Sometimes I don't sleep for 3 days. So
it's hard.
There's a lot of people who burn out, who drop out. And I'm not saying this to be discouraging. I'm just saying this because there's a certain degree of self-selection that needs to take place here. And you need to figure out how much you really are committed to being a surgeon, because there are other paths that can be as fulfilling, can be as lucrative financially, and can have just as good or not a better lifestyle. The only reason to pursue surgery is if you literally can't do anything else and you're willing
this
to
is your passion. You have to do surgery. You thought about surgery.
Yeah.
You can't live without doing that.
Because you'll be sacrificing your personal life,
Yeah.
you know, opportunities to spend time with your family. You'll miss family events. You'll miss things with, you know, your children if you have children. And it has to be worth it. You have to think that your job and what you do is worth that sacrifice.
Excellent.
That being said, you know, if you are one of the...
So there's a disclaimer.
Exactly.
Hey, don't want to do it, then don't come in.
Don't do it.
But if you're still wanting to do
if
it,
you
then...
still want to do it, then be prepared for a tough road. And what I would say is that for any international graduate applying into the US, there are a few hurdles that you have to overcome. Though with time, these hurdles are becoming less onerous as people here are becoming more and more accepting of international graduates. There are a few things that come into play. For example, they don't know how to assess the education you've received already. They don't know how it compares to a US graduate's education. it really helps if they have people in their program who are from your medical school or from the same country that your medical school is in, so they have some frame of reference. But without that, it's very difficult. I would say that I had a slight advantage in that, you know, coming from a UK school, they knew I did, you know, English-based education. And some people here are a little bit more familiar with the education system there. I think the critical thing for anyone from Pakistan is, or India or Bangladesh, is to identify very quickly that their education system is based on the UK system. It's very similar. And to be able to communicate effectively in a way that a US doctor would understand what their education entailed. And, you know, with that respect, when I was on the interview trail, I actually had a printed out diagram which showed the training path in the UK parallel to the training path in the US and where I was and how I fit in, just as a handout that I gave to every person who interviewed me at the start, just so they had something to look at. It made me seem prepared, and as well as giving them an opportunity to think of me as someone who they could understand.
Wow, that's a very important point.
So that's one hurdle that you have to overcome. It's there, and then the next hurdle I would argue is you have to also achieve very high test scores and have something else that makes your CV very strong. And the reason for that is they have so many applicants here in the US, they need a compelling reason to take a non-US applicant. You have to be better than a percentage of people here in order to beat them out, for them to take that risk on you. And what that typically entails is having a high level of research or some other CV boosting mechanism. Now, if you are related to or are very good friends with someone who runs a program, that gives you a distinct advantage because you can arrange to come over, they can write you a letter, they'll put a good word in. But otherwise, you'll have to find a position here, whether that be in research or you know, basic science or clinical or an externship or an observership, where you can build familiarity and get letters of recommendation from people that the program you're applying to recognizes and knows. The value.
Very important points.
Exactly.
Sorry.
No, not at all. No. Let me know if there's anything you want
No,
to
I really love it. I love, I'm really liking what you're saying.
Okay. So the important thing to know is that the value of a letter from your own country is very low, because unless they know the person who wrote the letter, you know, anyone could have written it. To them, it's the same as if you had written it. If they know the person who wrote that letter and they can call them up to verify things, that's huge. There's actually a lot of literature that's been published where they interview program directors, and these are the things that have been identified. So there are actually papers out there that you can look up about how training programs make their decisions. And one of the key factors is this person, their letters are from someone I know and trust and can contact.
So then working here in research job or coming here doing some observerships or other such exposures, is that useful?
100%.
Correct. So that explains how important it is for observerships or electives or, sorry, is this electives?
No. So instead say, so that explains the importance of getting a letter from a U.S. Physician. So how would someone go about getting that kind of letter?
Okay. So that is very good. So that explains what is the importance of having a letter from someone who the folks here in the US know. So maybe a US physician or somebody who's worked here in the past or some. So how do my students do it?
Sure.
How do they go about getting into it?
Absolutely. So what you have to do is be prepared for a lot of rejection. I can tell you my own story. I worked with an ENT facial plastic surgeon in the UK because I thought I was going to be going into ENT, and I did a lot of research with him, and he was actually fairly well known here in the US as well. And so I asked for him to reach out to a few of his friends and colleagues to see if they could arrange for me to come and do research here or to do some sort of clinical attachment or get some sort of experience. And while they were all friendly and most of them spoke with me and emailed me, it turned out that it was very difficult to arrange a period of experience for multiple reasons. A lot of institutions don't allow you to take on volunteers who you don't pay, so you need a paid position. And in the end, the way it worked out for me was that I had actually transitioned from wanting to do ENT to wanting to do plastic surgery. And I just emailed people out of the blue, and I started with Stanford, and I contacted a very famous plastic surgery researcher here named Michael Longacre. And I emailed him my CV, which had some papers I had done, a book I'd co-authored, and a letter of interest. And I was so fortunate that he actually replied to my email and asked for me to come and interview. And I think that that may have been a test because he wanted to see would I actually fly out here to interview with him. But my parents lived 30 minutes from Stanford. They had moved back to the US at that point. And so my wife and I combined a trip to visit them with me interviewing there. And I was also able to arrange an interview at UC San Francisco, which is about 40 minutes away. And so I was very lucky that they took a chance on me and they hired me and into a paid position to do research. And so I started working in the lab and I was successful, and my CV got strengthened but in a number of ways. I got a number of papers in basic science, and I got to know both Dr. Longacre and Dr. Gertner, whose lab I primarily worked in by the end of it, as well as some of the non-research faculty at Stanford. And so I was able to get letters of reference from them, and that really strengthened my application. So I would say to everyone, whatever way you can, arrange some sort of experience here. And once you're here, it might be that your initial opportunity can be leveraged into something else. They're taking a risk hiring you or bringing you over. You have to do such a good job that they think, wow, this person's amazing, and they give you the next and the next opportunity. And it may take a few years. I spent 3 years in the lab before I started residency, and I'd already done 4 years of training in the UK after graduating from medical school.
Wow.
So all of that adds value, and actually when I graduate, I plan to have my own lab and be a surgeon scientist. But you just have to be prepared to put the work and the effort in.
Got it. So thank you very much, guys. Let's give a round of applause to Dr. Mann. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And by the way, whenever I speak, I've met his father as well. And whenever we talk about your family members, you guys are all brilliant and overachievers. So that is great. But guys, one more thing. Intelligence is not enough if you are not working hard.
Yes.
Look at his work. Don't take away that because Dr. Mann is just super intelligent, that's why he reached here. No. Look at his hard work. Look at his college. Look at the book he wrote. Look at the publications he did. Look at the work you did. Look at the honors he got. And after that, look at how much work he came in and did before you can say that, hey, it is just the intelligence. So that is one. Secondly, I have been talking about biomes many times that, guys, you have a platform where you can actually publish your papers here. You can write articles here. You can participate in co-authoring books with us. You can do a lots of stuff from the biomes platform. I do not know why you are not doing it. You can write articles.
Oh, wow.
We can publish their articles. We can publish your research. Just the research that I went out on a street and I took 10 people's blood pressure and here is what I found. That's not research. Do some serious research. Come here for observerships. We can help you come here for observerships as well. So please make up a plan for your career and then move on that. It is effort plus intelligence. So once again, thank you very much for coming here, Dr. Mann. I know that you have to go to Stanford now, but thank you for being here and thank you for the very, very valuable insights.
Thank you for having me, and good luck to everyone at Biomes, and we hope that you guys put in the work and have success.
Awesome. Guys, thank you very much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to us. And I'm so sorry I'm not there. I'm looking for your video clips telling me how you are Mubin, number one. And number two, I need your clips to tell me how you've taken advantage of biomes, how you've taken advantage of Dr. Bean's lectures, how are we part of your family, your life. So tell me a little bit about yourselves as well. Very good. Thank you very much. And thank you all. Have a good day.